When we look back at the past, our minds can sometimes get confused, just like those mind-bending space videos that leave us stunned. History is the same. The further we go, the more mistakes and misconceptions we see. There have always been major problems in historical writing, and there still are, because historical narratives usually depend on the perspective and ability of the author. This has led to many errors taking root in history. For example, one of the most famous errors is that the Egyptian pyramids were built by slaves. However, research has shown this belief is incorrect. In ancient Egypt, slavery existed, but slaves were used for very heavy and non-specialized labor like agricultural and service work. Constructing massive structures, especially the pyramids, was a specialized work and could not have been entrusted to slaves. Impartial archaeologists believe the pyramid builders were skilled labor forces, trained individuals, engineers, master builders, and artists. Moving and positioning stones of that size required such precision that if an error of even 1/10 of a millimeter occurred, the entire structure would fail and had to be redone. Financial power also played a key role. Ancient Egypt was an advanced and wealthy civilization, and a project of this scale naturally attracted the best master builders. This means the pyramids were the result of the work of specialists whose skills were highly valued. Now let's move to another misconception. Many believe gladiators in ancient Rome fought only to be killed. However, their primary role was to entertain the public, a fight similar to a boxing match but with swords and shields instead of fists. Many gladiators were slaves, but they were considered professional fighters, and their owners did not want to lose them quickly because they were difficult to replace. In movies, we often see the emperor using a thumb gesture to issue a death or life sentence, but in reality, most fights ended when one side surrendered or could no longer continue. Many deaths occurred due to bleeding after the fight, not execution in the arena. Another historical error concerns human lifespan in the Middle Ages. It's commonly said the average life expectancy was only 30 years. This number is correct, but the reason was the extremely high mortality rate at birth and in early childhood. If someone survived childhood and reached adolescence, they had a good chance of living to 60 or 70. We are all the result of survival and struggle of these people from the past, those who managed to survive in difficult conditions so their lineage could continue. The probability of a specific human being born is an extremely small number. This shows that life is precious. We must cherish it and respect the lives of others. Now, let's go to the story of the Trojan horse. Many consider this story historical. The Greeks retreated, left a wooden horse, and warriors emerged from within it and conquered the city. However, researchers say such a war with these details did not occur, and it is mostly a mythological narrative. Even Homer himself is a figure whose historical existence is not certain. Another old belief is the flat earth concept. But for over 2,600 years, many thinkers have written about the sphericity of the earth, from ancient astronomers to great scholars in the post-Islamic era. In our region, scientists like Al-Khwarizmi, Khaja Nasirat Intusi, Ibn al-Haytham, and Abdurrahman al-Sufi have repeatedly described the earth as spherical. Another common mistake is about Vincent van Gogh. Many think he cut off his entire ear and gave it to his beloved. But the truth is, he only cut off a part of the earlobe and gave it to a woman who worked in a service house. Van Gogh had a difficult life, with severe psychological problems and no access to today's treatments. He died at 37, having earned almost no income from his works during his lifetime. Yet today, his works are worth millions of dollars, like the painting Orchard of the Cypresses, which sold for over $200 million in 2022. Another misconception is that humans evolved from today's monkeys. In reality, humans and modern monkeys shared common ancestors, but humans did not directly descend from any of these living species today. The path of human evolution includes species like Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and then Neanderthals and modern humans. A very long process, not a sudden change. There is also a mistaken belief about the name Iran. Some think it was chosen by Reza Shah, but Iran has had this name for thousands of years, with its roots in the Avesta and a word meaning land of the Aryans. Reza Shah only asked other countries to use the correct name of the country because until then, the Greek word Persia was mostly used in Europe. In the history of Iran, from the Sassanid era to the Afsharid period, the words Iran and Iran Zamin have been repeatedly used. Other countries have followed the same process, like Turkey correcting its international name or the Czech Republic requesting the use of Czechia. Germany is another example, called Deutschland internally and Germany or Alemannia externally. This is the natural process of adapting country names.